Hello everyone, welcome to the Pequeno pod with Señor Pequeños, the most unrelaxed, relaxed comedy. With a new intro, 2.0 logo, fresh episodes every 2 weeks, and new guests. Please consider supporting us on Patreon, as it's the only way we've been able to successfully or unsuccessfully make these so far. Depending on the tier you pick, starting at 5 old buckaroonies a month, you can get in on our Discord, get a podcast t-shirt, get an exclusive podcast print, get on our monthly Jackbox game calls, make us read a note from you live on every episode, early access to episodes, extended 3-hour cuts, raw Zoom files, and more. Again, that's patreon.com/PequeñoPod, PEQUENO pod. Otherwise, rate us 5 stars on your app so we can read your review, answer our polls and questions on Spotify for each release, enjoy this free episode, and have a terrible day. Did you dress up? I dressed up.
No.
You didn't?
I was going to, and I couldn't find my costume, and I'm like, I just give up, dude.
So I'm just dressed up as Jesse for nothing?
Yeah.
Are you fucking kidding me? I feel like I look disgusting right now.
Because you look like Jesse, or what?
Well, that too. But I'm breaking out and acne everywhere all of a sudden. I got out of the shower and I feel something trickling down my face, and it's blood. And I'm like, am I crying blood? And then no, it's just a zit near my eye that I guess I must have rubbed too hard in the shower.
Clawing out your own eyes.
Time to wash my face.
Oh.
I just walk out, my eyes are just like horror movie,
no
just
eyes.
scraped. No eyes
They're
left.
just sockets.
What's the blood from? I might change my shirt, honestly, because this looks like it's a t-shirt, but it's really tarp.
Polyester.
It's really, I'm sweating underneath it.
Yeah, I hate those shirts.
Yeah, I'm gonna change if you're not in costume, damn it.
Let's do costume.
I dressed in the pants and the shoes for nothing.
No, it's in the pants or the shoes.
They are now. How high?
You look like you're about to go to Cracker Barrel, dude.
We'll take a seat directly under the horse castrator. Yeah, take a picture of this, Nick. I can tell it's what you're doing.
No, I'm not. Lively just sent us a Snapchat. I was going to open it.
Oh, I don't give a shit.
Oh, okay. Well.
I mean, she's not going to make it, so.
She's getting on.
I don't believe it. Hold on, I'm going to change off camera. Hold on, you're just going to see, articles of clothing flying.
Your balls just fly off. Hello, everyone. Welcome to our podcast. Daniel's whacking off really quick. He'll be back soon. Give him 10 minutes. Breast milk. Gotta love it.
Brown.
Well, she smokes cigarettes.
She watches Joe Rogan. I mean, what do you expect?
It's all that alpha brain in there, dude.
I just saw an ad for that. What is up with that? What the fuck even is it?
When I go to a UFC fight or train and take my ice baths, I make sure I'm loaded up on alpha brain. All right, dude.
Yeah, so he's like, whether I'm on a podcast or whether I'm taking a horse tranquilizer, I don't go anywhere without my alpha brain.
Just put it in your teeth, dude, I swear. Joe, what the
I put it in my nipples and up my pit. Whoa!
Dude, have you seen his nipples?
Joe Rogan's nipple? What kind of a question?
Oh, I'm sorry. Every time I see his ad, his nipples freak me out, dude.
Every time I see his nipple,
Joe Rogan is shredded.
His nipples.
But
no, yeah, he is. He's crazy shredded still.
But his nipples they look painful. They look like they hurt.
They're metal replacements. All right, yeah, here we are. Maybe starring another special guest. That's what she's been demoted to now, as a special guest. We'll see if that happens. So yeah, if you leave us an Apple review, we will read it if it's not too inappropriate. From The Guy 2, Bigger and Better on 11/29. Greatest podcast ever. The Guy 2. I know you guys might read these if I leave a review, so I want you to know that I'm top 1% of your listeners on Spotify. You guys make me laugh so much. Sadly, I can't support you on Patreon because I'm broke. But you're worth all the money easily. Thank you, Daniel, Nick, and the cursed Juliana herself. Oh, that's so wholesome.
Yeah, pay up, dude.
Yeah, poor ass bitch. I'm just kidding. So kidding. It's not even funny how much I'm kidding.
I'm not. No, I'm kidding.
Okay, well. Nick needs
Can't
this
afford
money so bad.
dude.
He's turned. Yeah. Yeah, you don't listen to my 45-second intro begging you for money at the beginning of every episode? For the love of God.
I hope you feel guilty every time you hear that. I'm kidding. The guy,
I hope you go jack off depressed every time you hear that. Sorry.
Oh, man, those guys on the podcast.
Anyway. The poll from last episode. Did you see that? Did you see what I titled last episode?
The mysterious ticking donut. Was that the last one?
Yeah, suspiciously ticking donut. That was a good one. The poll was, do you like Cars 2? 83% said it was a masterpiece, 14% said it's fine, and 2% said no. So if that's any indication on how Cars 2 is. We had a lot of Spotify comments last episode, so thank you guys for that. If you go to our episode on Spotify, you can leave comments, and we'll read some of them if they're not too awful.
Yes,
I definitely deleted a few this time. I sent you one, Nick. I don't even remember what it said, but it was something so awful that I can't even read it without blurring out everything in it.
I'm well aware.
Yeah, so there was that. So let's go here. I have a bone to pick with you, Pequeno. I used one of your many podcast clips in a school project that required us to attach a humorous video, and the teacher gave me a D. Great podcast. Love you guys.
Which
I kind of believe that.
video?
Yeah, which one, though? Sorry.
The foot jobs one.
Here, send me your teacher's email address, and I'll email her from the official Señor Pequeños Instagram and explain the situation. The next
you make
one.
it to the news.
There were
teacher.
I'll make a highlight. If you are Mrs. Ackerman, we're coming for you. Us and our entire Peapod army. All of our kitten cats, whatever the Doja Cat fans were calling themselves.
The kittens.
Yeah, and all of them were getting all hurt and pissy that she made fun of it, but it's like, dude, you cannot be an actual fan of Doja Cat and call yourself that unironically. There's no way
Call yourself
you
a kitten, get a job. I love Doja
funny.
Cat. I'll stand by that.
Because it's
that
funny.
woman.
Like, everyone took it so
funny.
seriously. It's like, dude, come on. I don't even know enough about her. I just thought that was fucking funny. Like, you don't need context to know that was, like, it's funny. I don't know. Anyway, the news was like, every Doja Cat fan is heartbroken. I was like, no, they're fucking not.
Not me.
Yeah, not Nick.
I giggled.
A Nicholas Ochoa from Indiana says he would die for Doja Cat.
Amen.
Next one says stupid as always, but good stupid. If Lively
That's what we strive for.
If Lively doesn't show up in the next episode, I am jumping into traffic. Well, it's been on my to-do list for a while anyway. This just gives me more reasons to do it.
That's just another thing off the list.
Go kill yourself, dude. Because she's not coming back. I've taken screenshots now just so, I don't know, should I post them? I'll put them in this episode on YouTube. Where it's like, so you can very clearly see, we message her all the time asking for episodes, and in response, she just sends us memes and videos
over there.
Oh, I thought you were, I couldn't see you, and I was like, what are you talking about?
Oh, no, I'm just pointing. You could have the screenshots.
Nick's insane again.
The voices are speaking to me.
Dude, you gotta be in a cartoon at some point. I love your voices so much. Oh my gosh. Woo! I'm so glad Daniel has acknowledged the invisible camera that follows everyone around all the time. Anyway, so the next one says, watch Marvel's What If Thor episode because they stole the fucking arch. I don't remember that, and I actually saw that show. I'll have to look it up.
Tells you how good the show was.
Uh-oh. Sorry. Got nuh-unned by Nick, and I'm not even mad.
What was the
I don't even
question?
remember the context on that, yeah.
I'm sorry, dude.
Knowing Nick, it could have been anything.
I think women should vote.
No.
Stop.
They're really blurred out like, I turned this on and was immediately forced to remember listening to the last episode while desperately trying to prove to Steam that I wasn't a robot. R.I.P. Julianna, you will be missed. Dabs on her grave.
Rest in piss, you won't be missed. Sorry, I don't mean that.
Rest in piss, bozo. Misty says, personally, I love that scene in Romeo and Juliet with the twerking thong gnome, but to each their own, I guess.
Don't bring up that wretched creature ever again. That haunts me, dude. I still remember my dad's face just like watching that.
I still remember my dad's tears crying on me. Daniel, what is a munch? Is it like mulch? I love mulch. It's so yummy and good. You should try it. The trees can speak, man, and they say eat mulch, 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 mulch. Cool. Thanks.
Awesome.
From Fern. Again. The trees are speaking. How many virgins must we sacrifice, Daniel? The surrounding area is running out. Please be merciful. I never asked for that, I don't think.
Huh?
I didn't say sacrifice them. I said give them to me. There's a difference.
Next one says Lightning McQueef.
Sort of band.
This episode quite tickled my fancy. Congratulations. Daniel and Nick complaining about DVD prices is boomer core as fuck.
Fuck off, Gen Z. Shut up.
Oh, dude, honestly, DVD price $7.50 for fucking.
I'll pay $7.50. I'm not gonna get riled up on DVDs again, but Jesus.
Sorry, yeah, we shouldn't do this.
I love
again.
a good
Holy shit.
DVD.
I love me a good CD with pictures on it.
I do. I buy CDs still.
I
bought
do,
the
I
Doja
buy-
Cat CD.
Oh my gosh. Doja Cat on the CD.
What, do I have to play it on iTunes?
You should tweet that to her so she can be like, fuck you. And then all her fans would get pissy again. Doja Cat told a Mexican fan to go fuck himself.
It's because he's Mexican.
This is Fox News. We don't know why Doja Cat said it, but
don't
we're
know, but
saying
deport
it
him.
because he's Mexican.
Get him out of here. Get him the hell out of here.
Oh, did you hear the new Fox News thing that was going around?
What?
This dude
What?
goes on for 7 minutes about straws. Have you seen this clip?
No.
He's literally like, I've been saying this all the time, all right? Straws, we got to get rid of them. They're just, they make them, the perfect shape that in a little tube for you to purse your lips like a man shouldn't be doing. It's too feminine. And I was like, amen.
Straws?
Amen. Oh.
Go back to using your straw again.
I like pursing my lips. What can I say? Those aren't the only lips I purse. Anyway.
Oh. Yeah, you purse your little pussy lips, Daniel. What's going on?
Anyway, the next comment says, the autism is autisming this episode.
Amen.
Also, quote, you're telling me a twink made these E's. Yes, how would the white cream get inside?
There's another one. Tell me
start
a boot
saying-
cut these jeans. Tell me my son dried these tomatoes. They're so good, dude.
You're telling me a fox did the news? Sorry. Can't wait for Tucker Carlson to be like, actually, we're not run by foxes.
We are humans.
We are humans that have lips that don't purse because we're not little gay twinks. Sorry, I'm spilling my cum milkshake all over myself.
I would like a refill, please.
Of cum. Just in case there was any discrepancy. I want more male cum.
My cum milkshake with cum, in case you were confused.
Man, I'm so
is
sorry.
awful.
This is terrible.
It's
Oh,
been
boy.
18 minutes.
Next one says, wait, Santa's not real?
Santa deniers when they say Santa's not real when he's literally at the mall. Dumbasses.
Make some cursed face for the thumbnail. The audacity of Nick to speak bad about the movie that shaped my childhood. Romeo and Juliet is a cinematic masterpiece I watched constantly as a child. I now love women, but that's probably unrelated.
Oh.
Man, that straw actually is perfect height for these cups. I gotta be honest. Next one
Still
says,
caught up on the straw length.
next one says, ooh woo in Nick's cute voice, so I guess you have to say it.
No. Ooh woo.
Yeah, okay. Next one says, hee hee ha ha funny poo poo from Mr. McFingle Dingle Doodle Dangle. Forgot about him. I'm
He's
disappointed.
back.
I'm disappointed, Daniel. Last episode, you got my name wrong. This is unacceptable. You will pay for this with Nick's soul. Well, I can live with that.
Hold on.
Next one says, giving you the type 1 diabetes joke pass for the 34-minute timestamp area so you don't get canceled. Thanks. Right now, we're a little more worried about getting canceled in the women community, since every woman that touches this podcast dies. Dude, Allie I was talking to Allie too, and Allie's, dying. So there's that. We've been cursed, I think. I don't know. Well, she's not in the hospital this time, so that's good. Next one says, it smells like ass in here. Currently taking a violent, diabolical shit while listening to past episodes. Love you all. Thanks.
That's nice.
Next one says, dude, I need colonizing that pussy on a shirt ASAP.
You're welcome.
We do need to have merch that's just not even closely related to what our podcast name is. It's just quotes. I think that'd be a lot of fun. We just do them every once in a while. Got this as my top 2 most listened podcast. IDK what that says about me, but I got officially diagnosed with ASD, autism this year, so I'm sensing a pattern. Funny poop hee. If Lively isn't back next episode, I'm going to throw myself off Trump Tower. That's Trump typing that. Quite probably if Lively isn't back next episode, I'm going to throw myself off. I'm going to throw myself off, folks. Throw myself off my own tower, okay? Gets worse every time, my Trump impression, I swear. Oh, speaking of idiots, let's talk about Spotify Wrapped real quick, because that came out.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. Last year's Spotify Wrapped, if you remember, was really cool. It was like, here's where you are in the world. It was putting you into these categories that, we had no access to, right? This year's Spotify Wrapped fucking sucked ass. I'm scrolling down to find it. It was a bunch of shit like, here's your top episode. I'm like, I could have fucking looked that up on my own. Why would you fucking, all year, you wrap that up that way? They didn't put any effort into it in this year, I swear. Okay, so overall, let's see here. We have 1,200 top 10 fans, 1,000 top 5 fans, and 500 top 1 fans. That's pretty cool.
Wow.
Thanks very much, guys. That's crazy. That's a lot of people.
Yeah,
damn.
Really.
That's a lot of mentally ill people.
And that's not all listeners. That's just for top 5.
That's a lot of gay
crazy.
men. Our true demographic.
Thank God.
If this could just be all gay men and women, that would make me really happy. So comment your gender and your sexuality below. Yeah, this went around on TikTok. Our listeners top... Well, first of all, they were like, you want to know what your listeners listen to? I was like, no. As long as they listen to me, I don't give a shit. You, Andrew Tate, Joe Rogan. I would kill myself. Holy shit, I would delete us. I would delete us off the App Store. It said our listeners' top music genre was POV indie. What the hell is that?
Point of view indie?
Point of view indie. What are you dorks listening to? Comment the music you guys listen to, like your top songs or whatever, because I don't understand what that means. It's just like
3 hours on a light piano in the forest.
Okay.
Okay. 4 hours of gnome twerking.
5 hours of penis music.
It's not even music. It's just that
penis
plastic
music exists.
thong scraping on that gnome's ass for 4 hours. It says you were streamed in 39 countries. Wow, that's a lot. I'm so sorry then that our awful American slang probably doesn't translate very well in at least 20 of those countries. That's a lot. Thank you so much, guys. Yeah, wow. United States had 83% total of streams, though. And that's it. That's all the fucking stats they had. I was like, well, that's really depressing. Just fucking done there. They were using whole slides as intros. They were like, guess what's coming up? That was a whole slide. And I had to be like, next, I guess. Am I just going to, ooh, I don't think I'm ready for that.
I'm excited.
What? Are we Scottish now? I gotta say, I'm quite excited. Sorry, fuck that. For the 4th year in a row, the music was dragon music. This is how we get the Scottish listeners.
Dragon music.
No.
Oh, music to my ears.
Music's in my ears, man.
You gotta love a giant, bloodthirsty fire beast breathing into your ear at all the volume levels, you know.
Doesn't even sound good.
Fucking hell. We can't hear shit.
You're turning Irish.
Yeah, it turned Irish a bit. I'm so sorry. That's an insult. We can't hear me wife calling me anymore. It's been a whole year since I've heard me little toik screaming in me face. How did this come up? Oh yeah, so welcome back to Daniel discovers a new term he didn't know was actually dangerously sexual before.
Oh no, wait, I think I know what this is.
Yeah, I think you know this one because I shared to my story. This was after Spotify Wrapped came out. There was a meme that was like, you spent 17,180 minutes gooning this year. That's 8 days straight or something. And I was like, that's funny. Shared to my story. I got a lot of responses. And all my responses, the cutest thing was all the people already knew that I didn't know what it meant. Because their responses weren't like, oh no. Their responses were like, Daniel, you don't know what that means, do you? So
nope.
Nope. I find that really adorable that they just knew I was too innocent to know what the hell that meant. But I did get like 30% of my DMs were all like, "Oh no, does it not mean like goofing?" So a bunch of people did think it's what I thought it was. I thought it was just like if you're a goon, you're a goof, like you're doing goofy weird things. Like that's what I thought it meant.
Gross dude whacking off with a porn obsession.
Thanks for the summary.
There used to be a subreddit called Goon Caves, and it was people would show off their like houses where they have like rooms dedicated to jacking off.
Ew! Gross! What the fuck? Hold on, I gotta find this.
I think it's banned now, but if you just go on Google,
that's my closet.
You go on Google Images and type in Goon Cave, the most rancid.
Nope, I really am not gonna do that.
It's disgusting, dude.
But everyone definitely let me know what it meant, so I followed it up with a story like a YouTube apology, and I was like, I apologize to all of my followers. I made a severe lapse in judgment. Ugh. All right. So we got some Nick things. And you said something about Carlos and Matt Rife, and I don't know what that was about.
Oh, this is already like a little bit old, but Carlos.
By the way, can we call him? I just want to call him Rat Fife now. I don't know why. That's such a more fun name to say. I'm not going to say Matt Rife again. I'm going to say Rat Fife, just so we're clear on what I mean by that.
Carlos's boss. Carlos works for
Matt Rife?
Surgeon. No. Here, let me just find the message.
Wait, he works for a famous surgeon?
Yes, in Chicago. The surgeon put out a TikTok.
Oh, the plastic surgeon? Dude?
Yes. Yes.
Dude, I heard all about this. This was crazy. That was Carlos's boss? Dude, that's crazy! Holy shit! People were talking about that for all week on TikTok.
This was in like the end of November, but Carlos messaged the group chat and he's like, "Y'all, my boss is beefing with Rat Fife." I'll call him Rat Fife. And I was like, "What is going on?" So I went on TikTok and I looked up the video. And if you guys didn't see it, you could find the TikTok, but the surgeon essentially said like, when you sculpt the jaw of a famous comedian and a week later he gets canceled or something like that. That's the video.
Yeah.
And Matt Rife saw that and he goes in the comments and he wrote some little reply, which is crazy because, you know, when it
wasn't even Rat Fife surgeon. He just commented on a random surgeon's post and he was like, it's illegal to talk about.
Yeah. And it's like, dude.
This is coming from the person that linked a thing to special needs helmets.
Yes, exactly. Oh, if you can't take a joke here, take this.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah, one dude comments on his face, and he was like, "Actually, my face is not." Ow, it fucking hurts. Ow. Actually, I'm not even.
I don't know how to make Rat Fife's face. I don't know. There's a video.
I think I got it.
There's a picture going around where they like heavily photoshopped him. That looks disgusting, dude.
I hope he comes for us. That would lift our podcast up so much.
Oh my god. Rat 5.
Rat 5.
I just saw today that he's beefing with like a 6-year-old. Do you know about that? What happened? Because I didn't click on that. I just was.
Well,
I was
so hold
about
on.
to,
So hold on. So to continue your story, I don't know if you even knew this, but the surgeon guy continued after he got hit by Rat Fife, and he like said, "I'm really sorry for this. I didn't mean to cause any trouble. Here's a link to my apology letter," and it was a link to like 30% off like a plastic surgery thing or something. Or like a helmet with like something on. I forget what it was. He was basically playing off of Matt's joke that he was being a pissy little baby.
I was gonna say people should have replied to his comment with like links to baby bottles or something. That would have been funny.
Jeez, what a fucking moron. Anyway, so yeah, it's the
Rat.
new one. I just saw this on the news. Oh, Rat. Oh, Rat Fife. No relation to Barney Fife. Yeah, no, the new thing was, so it's kind of a little bit weird on both sides. I thought, by the way, the headline sounded like just a 6-year-old commented on a video and he just like went after him.
Do they have a phone?
No,
what is going on?
so what happened was I don't know anything about her. I guess there is already a creator out there who's got like millions of followers, and she posted a video her son made to her own TikTok, which to me kind of gives family vlogger vibe. I'm not sure if that's the whole dynamic because I don't watch that channel, but it's like I think telling your kids to say anything for a video that you put on your channel is just weird. But so she posted a video to her profile of the kid saying like, I think he was saying something. Oh, it was the rings thing because he makes a comment on Jupiter having rings. And the kid was like, Saturn's the one that has rings, you moron, and also you're mean to women. That was all the kid said. So 100% correct. And Rat Fife responded and he was like, actually, Jupiter does have rings, and your Christmas gifts are coming from your mom's OnlyFans this year. So, haha, which is just, dude, for jumping on the side of like free speech, not getting hurt by anything. Yeah, a 6-year-old. You respond to a video of a 6-year-old, and you respond not only responding to the 6-year-old, but responding
I got
with,
him.
Your mom fucks herself on camera for your gifts. Like that's such an awful thing to say.
What's
Crazy.
the mom's at?
Well, apparently she doesn't even make like OnlyFans content, so I don't even know what he was on about. I think it's just anytime Rat 5 sees a woman, he's like, she couldn't be successful unless she's showing her body. Like, guess what? You can be a successful woman without that or with that. It doesn't matter. Do your thing. But like, oh, good Lord. What a... Whew. That is wild that was Carlos's boss. That is insane. Because, dude, everybody was talking about that. Everybody. Yeah. It was in news all over.
I'm like, what?
Wow, that's crazy.
I look it up and it's him.
That's crazy. Wow. So I guess it's my doctor's turn in Chicago to get in on something. I don't want to say his name.
Shitty.
I fixed his bum hole. Both my fingers were up his ass.
I can put three up there.
If you're my specialist, you know who you are. Get on it. Let's get going.
We were so close.
I shouldn't have gotten my fucking hopes up. What a bitch. Anyway. Moving on to the next topic. This isn't even a story. This was just a comment. So, you know how...
I like that we just move on.
It's not going to happen, so I'm just moving on. So, you know how the Lionsgate...
For those listening and not watching, Lively's box just popped up for a second. Tried to load in, and then it just left.
He doesn't mean that as slang. He means that, like, the Zoom box
Lively's vagina popped up on the screen.
Okay, well... Oh, this wasn't even a story. It was just that. So you know Lionsgate's TikTok? All their TikToks are funny because they're not promotional content. That's what no one else understands. It's making fun of their movies. That's hilarious. And that's going to make people like Lionsgate. You know what I mean? So Lionsgate does a bunch of like making fun of Twilight and stuff like that. Like it's fucking funny. Anyway, but like a lot of companies are trying to copy that. But it's very AI generated. You know what I mean? Like they're trying in the least way possible. So I saw an ad for Aquaman 2 on TikTok, and it was literally just a corpse. And the automated voice kicks in and goes, "Oh, when you don't get your coffee."
Oh. Okay.
What? And it was literally a rotting skeleton. I was like, you can put this on TikTok?
It's not even from the movie. They just dug up someone. Me when I literally don't get my coffee, and that's just someone's grandma. We dug up Stanley's bitch ass.
I dig up...
Excelsior!
Shut up, old man.
I don't even know if this has any stories to it, but so I went to the DMV at the city hall closed down for some reason. So now we had to go to like all the shitty DMVs around to get my license transferred for the new car. Right. And it was just a series of weird, funny things. But like I walk into this DMV and that's exactly what the DMV is in all of our heads. It's this very small room. Thousands of people, not thousands, sorry. I'm having a stroke. A bunch of people lined up, like all the seats taken, people coughing
thousands.
And hacking. Yeah, sorry. Where do I live?
You'll be next in 4 days, dude.
Yeah, but so I go up to the guy in line and he was like, oh, you need this? And I was like, yeah, I have this and this. And I was like, oh, do I need this? And he was like, oh, I don't know. I don't drive. And I was like, and do you work at the DMV?
Work here.
How did you get here, dude?
Dude, I teleported.
He doesn't know what cars are. He thinks this whole thing's a joke. He's like, oh, okay, new
and
license.
You drive in your car? Okay.
Okay.
Okay, dude.
Your fast horse? Okay. Has the power of 30 horses? My ass. It's an Amish dude running the register. And then pops his, like, dentures out. Have you seen that video? Was it Vanilla Ice? That was in the Amish community, and they were like, with my boy Jedediah, show him what you do. And he just like clacks his dentures around like a freak. And he goes, that's how we do it down here. And everyone was like, that's how you do it where?
You do what? What are you doing?
Do you have anything interesting happen to you that you can talk about?
I hate TSA, I can tell you that. We were in line, and the lady goes, sir, go to 1. It was a guy, he was just taking off his shoes, and she's like, sir, go to 1. And he's like halfway, like, balancing a leg.
He's taking off his pants at that point.
Pulling down his underwear.
He's just slithering out of his clothes. Sir, please! Sir! You're stupid! And Nick is like, come on, guys. He's just a naked man. It's just my dad.
He's just a little hot. And she goes, I'm not going to waste my breath on stupid people because these stupid people don't want to listen, and I'm not going to waste my time and waste my energy telling them what to do
shit.
if they're not going to listen because they're too stupid to listen. Like, she wouldn't, like, let go of the fact that
dude, she fucking snapped.
the people are stupid. Yeah, and I'm like...
You should have filmed it.
Honestly, I should have, but I
got
also
shot
didn't
by
want to get
TSA.
yelled at. Yeah.
Get your bomb out of your hands! What? Huh? She just immediately goes racist for no reason at all.
Show me your papers! Like, what?
Put that Mexican bomb on the floor! It's just your phone. You're like, what?
It was crazy.
It's one of the people that DMs you. All the racist shit.
Brown. What?
It's terrible. We shouldn't laugh about it because I think they actually think that means to keep doing it.
Yeah, I'm not laughing at them doing it. I'm laughing at how absurd you think that's, like, okay to...
Yeah.
You and I've known you for years.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've known you for years.
It's okay for you to be racist.
No, but, like, I know you're not racist.
Thank you. I've known Daniel for a long time. I just know that's the way he is, and he's not going to change it.
He's just... That's just how he is, dude.
One day I might convince him to give up his membership to Ku Klux Klan, but until then, you know, we just work towards...
He's got a tight grip on that little card, but it's okay. One day we'll loosen his...
I've had to edit his hand down every episode. I had a TSA agent. Do you remember the guy and I was in Houston, Texas at the TSA. I think it was Houston. And the guy recognized me from the Venom TikToks, and it was a dude my age.
That's right.
Some guy in his like late 20s or upper 30s, and I was like, oh. Yeah. And then they shot me, so, you know, that wasn't great, but...
I feel like the younger ones are more relaxed with this lady. She's, like, in her 60s. She had, like, just painted out eyebrows really, like, horribly, like...
It's the same mentality as cops. They just don't have guns. It's just you give morons a badge and authority, and they're going to go on a crazy power trip, Stanford Prison Experiment, whatever it was called, you know? No, but, like, when I was young, when I was in... I think it was freshman year of high school, so I was 14. I'm in the TSA line, and the dude looks at the computer screen. He like whispers and brings somebody over. They bring over like the big guy, the boss, and he talks to my parents, and he's like, "We're gonna need to go to the other room." And they walk me and my dad to a separate room. At this point, I'm freaking out, and my dad's like, "I don't know what the hell's going on." We go to a separate room, like a conference room. and they start digging through my bag. And I'm like, what the fuck could be in there? Did someone prank me with something? Because I'm still getting heavily bullied at the time. I'm like, is there a gun in there? I live in the Midwest. I live in the Midwest. It wouldn't be so far out of the ordinary for someone to be like, I'm going to use one of my spare guns, get him in trouble at the airport. Anyway, there's a shotgun in there. No.
What the heck?
What the heck? Yeah, me at the time. What the heck? Oh, sorry. So, and like a cartoon, like a Disney cartoon, eventually she pulls out a pair of 6-inch scissors and goes, shing! And I was like, I just fully forgot that was in my backpack. Like, I don't carry scissors around. I must have just fucking stuffed it in there from class. I don't remember. But they weren't like the short, dinky scissors. Like, I don't buy those. I buy like the legit scissors, you know, that are like 7 inches long. I bring my garden shears.
Have to cut up
if
my
they can't
bills.
chew through a headrest, I don't want them. If they can't chew through a airport, airplane front pilot door, I don't want
They
them.
can't chop off a TSA agent's fingers. I don't want them.
If it can't decapitate a pilot's neck in 2 seconds, I don't want it. But so she pulls them out, and I was like, holy shit. And she goes, and then she
Holy
measures
crap.
them.
Am I right?
Yeah, at the time, I'm like, holy cow. And then she measures them, and she goes, oh, it's okay. They're under 6 inches. And we were like, whoa, what? Huh? What? And they were like, yeah, it's okay to carry blades on a plane if they're under 6 inches or under.
You can bring a little mini sword. Prison
I can bring 2 swords. So I'm just carrying 2 fucking blades. That 6 inches is long. It's longer than average. Anyway.
It's pretty over average, dude. This is really long, dude.
Those are gigantically long scissors. Not all the scissors are that long, okay? A lot of them are smaller. They would have hurt if they were longer than that.
I'd much rather be stabbed with a 1-inch pair of scissors.
If I had a hole, I would rather be stabbed with a short blade instead of the longer one.
I'd much rather prefer the 1-inch scissors.
I'd much rather prefer the 1/2-inch flaccid scissors.
He's gonna wake it up a little, dude.
Hey! How's it going?
Oh my god.
Fuck you. She just turned off her camera like a fucking bitch. I almost teared up for a second hearing her voice live for the first time in 3 months. Wow.
Nice.
It's almost like I had a friend again. Anyway, so where was I?
Hello.
Hi. How's it going?
Fine.
Welcome, Lively, back to the podcast.
Oh my god, it's a Christmas miracle.
Oh, it truly is a Christmas miracle.
I miss this
Wow.
woman so much.
I dressed up in my Halloween costume. We have a Christmas miracle. We're just getting all the holidays in one. We're thankful.
Thankful for Lively.
Thankful for
Sure.
Lively that she's alive. And you guys thought I killed her. Pick the phone up. Just kidding.
I've actually been held hostage in like your basement this entire time. I thought about like commenting that on one of the episodes.
Oh,
like
don't,
I was like, if you guys ever wonder why Daniel never
I'm so
opens
glad you didn't. No.
his
Do you know?
dresser.
There have been a lot of joking DMs of people that are understanding, I think. But I've gotten a bunch of DMs of people like mad at me, like you did something to her, and I'm like, well, they don't DM Nick that, they DM me that, because I am clearly the problem.
Just tell them I got canceled.
Oh, I took screenshots. I've got them. Set your phone. I'm just kidding.
I'm trying.
What is going
I'm just gonna
on?
hold it. I'm gonna hold it. It won't stop falling.
Just prop it up against the laptop screen.
It was.
Lively, why don't, if you're not too exhausted, why don't you give a little bit of an update on what's happened since the last time you were here?
No.
Okay, well, that's the end of today's episode.
I'm here to listen. What was your airport story?
Fuck you. I'm done with that.
All right, people, internet people listening to this, I haven't actually spoken to either of these two in live transactions in months.
You don't have to say that. I just meant like you were sent to the hospital. I didn't mean for you to like guilt yourself. I just meant she just Snapchats us one day after not having spoken for a little bit, and she was just like, first ride in an ambulance, and we were like, what? And then you were like,
I almost died because I don't know what it is. Doctor don't know what it is. I don't know. I've got issues with my blood sugar, I guess, and it crashed, and they thought I was going into a diabetic coma, but I'm not diabetic. So it turns out I almost just died, and they still don't know why.
who is they when you say they don't know? Because they sound stupid.
The first responders, and then the emergency room doctor.
Well, there's no like regular doctor they referred you to for that?
No. They said keep monitoring your blood sugar and contact us again if you're having issues with it. And I have been having issues with it. And I just haven't contacted them because I have issues with my insurance right now. I've been trying to get my insurance settled for like 5 months now, so that I could have it ready to go before my birthday, right? Because I'm old. Okay, everybody listening, if you're turning 26,
If you're turning in your mid-40s,
you make sure you have health insurance.
Lively's our
Because
aunt.
if you go
Shock
in an
twist.
ambulance, it's a lot of money.
Aunt Lively's talking crazy again.
Yeah. So I didn't have I still have no job because I'm still sick. And so I have no job with insurance. So I have no medical insurance. So I applied to get an extension on my coverage as a child. So I had to file a form called it wasn't like disabled, it was like
Disney adult, yes.
yeah, it was like Disney, yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it was. It was like incapacitated adult child. That's what it was called.
That's you.
Yes. So basically
That
the same
is
thing.
actually you, yeah.
Yeah. So I filed that form. I sent it to my doctor. I said, "Doctor, could you please fill this out because you have all of the information in my chart about everything that's been happening to me. All you have to do is literally just say you approve me for this insurance extension, okay?" And she was like, "Oh yeah, that's very fair. Okay, let's figure that out." And she was like, "I don't know why you're shaking so much and like tweaking, and why are you really sweaty? Why are you really sweaty and lightheaded and like all of these symptoms of hypoglycemia? Except I'm not gonna think that it's hypoglycemia. I'm just gonna say that it's I don't know." That's all my doctor said was I'm gonna just say it's just a one-off. And then 2 days later I went to the emergency room. So I did call her right before because I wasn't feeling with it. So I still haven't told her that I went to the emergency room, that doctor, because I feel like she just would not care. But
Lively, you gotta tell them.
Well, not her, but you're right. Don't tell her like get a new doctor, right? Are you looking? This was like 2 months ago. You were in the ER. You haven't told anybody for 2 months?
Well, I've told some of my doctors. That one that I'm talking about right now is my primary care provider because she's the one who would have to sign off on.
She's the primary bitch,
insurance.
apparently. Oh, sorry.
Well, you know what? She's kind of old. I will be honest.
I'm gonna
She
kill
should
her.
probably
I'll be
retire.
honest. I'm
She
gonna fly to Seattle and I'm gonna fucking pillow face that woman.
She's been my doctor for a very long time.
Yeah, so she's the fucking problem.
She's old, and I think she should be not a doctor anymore because she is old. I think she should retire. She spends like 7 months of the year like on vacation. I swear to God, I can never get appointments with this bitch. She was on vacation for a month and 2 weeks, right? When I was trying to get a hold of her, I had that emergency call with her saying, "Hey, so I'm going to be turning 26 in like a few weeks. Can you please help me with my insurance?" And she was like, "Sure." She finally filled out this stuff. She's still on vacation. So she sends it through her fax machine at home. And apparently, as you guys know with the medical shit, there's HIPAA laws. So if it's not sent through an actual hospital fax machine, it's sent through an outside source, and therefore it's violating HIPAA. And so everything came out redacted to the fucking insurance company. So I waited for a few weeks to hear back from the insurance people because I was like, "Hello, I am out of my medications and I'm actually going through withdrawals, and it's not very good to have. It's not good to be cut off of this cold turkey. Can you please help me?" I sent that stuff in, and they were like, "Oh, yes, you did send it in. Well, that's a problem because it came out literally everything was blacked out except your name." And I was like, "Oh." So then I had to contact my healthcare system.
This is not funny. This is terrible. You know how mad I'm getting? I have enough law people in my family to know this is a fucking lawsuit in the works. You guys have grounds for a fucking lawsuit.
Yeah, but also the lady used her personal fax machine, so
like she messed up on it. I guess
she had a bruh moment.
No, she did an illegal moment, and because of that, her patient almost went into withdrawal and fucking died.
And then they were like, "Oh, you're going to need to contact your doctor." So I contacted her and was like, "Can you just give me this documentation when I come into the hospital? Can you print it out and just give it to me?" And she said, "I'm still on vacation." And I said, "Oh, what do I do?" And she said, "Okay, you have to go to our medical, like, a document room. You have to fill out a bunch of stuff. Get a request to access that document. And then request to get that document, printed." Okay, and I was like, "Okay, that should be pretty easy." And then I just mail it, right? And they're like, "Yes, good." I go to the hospital, and they're like, "What is the exact day that you sent in the email to your doctor?" And I was like, "Okay, I can look that up on my chart." Here is the day I sent the document for her to fill out. Apparently, they needed the filled out document because obviously what I sent was an empty document.
Mm-hmm.
So how would I know what day she finished it and sent it? Apparently it was 2 days after I sent it. So the people were like filing through a bunch of stuff and were like, "There's nothing here. Also, it's not a document." So like I was like, "What do you mean it's not a?" And I was like, maybe it's just like can you look for an email and then see if she filled something out and saved it through her like chat with me in the email?"
Mm-hmm.
And that's where it was. It was in an email, and the email was finished. Yeah, she finished filling it out 2 days later. So I said that it was the 10th of October, and it ended up being the 12th. So that made it like an hour extra. Like they had to look through every single like access point of my chart in my file until they finally found one email that she happened to download and then fill out. So yeah, so then I got that done and I mailed it to the people. It's my dad's insurance. So he talked to the people at a meeting with his union people, and they said, "Yep, we got it and it's all figured out." And I was like, "Hooray!" And then I just had an appointment with my psychologist last week and was basically like, hey, so I'm not taking any of my medication, and I've been really inconsistent with everything, and I can't get on a consistent schedule because I'm so tired all the time that I can't take my medicine at the right times. Sorry. And she was like, okay, we'll talk in a few weeks and see if stuff gets better, and if it doesn't, then I'll give you
What?
And then she's like, if you still can't get on a consistent schedule, I'll give you advice on how to wean off of those pills then. Which, fun fact, I've just been not on them for like a month now, so hopefully, like, the worst of the withdrawals are over now and I can just be off of those medications. Maybe. But, then I got a bill after that call. Normally my calls with my psychiatrist, 5 minutes long. It's her saying, is it still working? And then I say yes or no.
Hold on. Your normal call with your psychologist is 5 minutes long?
Well, because normally I say, yeah, it's the same. So then she says, okay, I'll see you in 4 months.
Why do you even bother seeing a psychiatrist then?
Because she has to renew my drugs.
Dude,
you have to
this doctor is sending people pills that shouldn't be having pills. They're a pill mill.
Are they still working? Okay, 6 more months.
Are you still hurted?
Normally the calls are 5 minutes. This last call, I looked at the timestamp because she was like, have you ever considered therapy? Because then I realized my timestamp was 25 minutes instead of 5 minutes.
Have you ever considered therapy?
Like,
no, the psychologist.
She was like, oh, brother, this chick's still on the phone. So, yeah, I think because it went over the 20-minute mark, she was like, have you ever considered therapy? And I was like,
20 minutes. 20 minutes of doing her fucking job.
Listen, I ain't here to chit-chat.
How are you surrounded by the worst people I've ever heard about in healthcare?
My psychiatrist is good. She used to have long appointments with me until she got me on like a regimen. And then, then after that, the appointments were only like five minutes long. It was just like, you just do updates on if you need a medical change or not. And if you don't, then, you just talk to them in a few months later.
You had said that you got a bill after the call, so I'm assuming that means your insurance didn't work?
Yes, it did not work. So my dad on last Friday was like, oh, so apparently the people who approved that stuff approved it, but they did not transfer it over to the billing part of the insurance.
You're so
like,
close.
You are surrounded by morons. Holy shit.
You're right there, Lively.
I called. Okay, when I went to the emergency room, I called the billing people and was like, "Hey, I have insurance now, okay? It was approved."
Sorry, hold on. I will interrupt now. So the ER is after this thing with your psychologist, or it was before?
No, it was before. I messaged them and was like, so they said they approved it. Do I get this charge void? Is it not $3,000 for my doctor's visit now? And they were like, I don't know. We still don't have insurance on your file. So contact the insurance people. And I was like, okay. So then I did. And then the insurance people said, hey, contact the billing people at where you went to the emergency room. And then I did. And they said, we're not in charge of that. Your insurance people should know. So call them. So then I was like, I'm not fucking calling them back because they clearly don't know. And now it makes sense because apparently the approval people, in their mind, they approved it and they just never authorized it. They never sent it to the billing people for authorization. So that's why everyone was confused.
So is everything okay now? The insurance is okay?
Know. I still don't know.
Okay.
Don't know. They said it should be. And
they also said that back then.
Exactly. So I have a lot of bills right now that I should not be charged that much for. But I'm still going to try to figure it out. Speaking of being charged rip-off prices. All right, if anybody knows what Javi fucking coffee is, I tried I tried to get something for my mom and brother on this site. Everything online was like, yeah, they're reputable, they're really good. Apparently, they offer these little add-ons when you check out.
Okay.
And you know when you get an ad that pops up and you want to click on the X, but then it takes you to like the app
Local
store.
MILFs in your area, yeah.
Yeah, it was just like that.
I've never clicked the X on those.
I always click on them.
And yeah, they ended up charging me like I was like, here, they said I wanted the mocha one, but I wanted the caramel one. My brother likes caramel. This was supposed to be a Christmas present for him and my mother, right?
Okay.
And
Yeah,
I was like,
both of them who have done dick all in helping you. Sorry. Anyway, continue.
they helped me. They
Are you in a bed yet?
no.
Well. Sorry, I
you know
interrupted.
what? I'm currently sitting in my brother's bed.
Ooh,
Does that
you're
count?
not gonna get to sleep there, I bet.
I sleep on the sofa.
Yeah, we know.
And we put down like a fluffy thing on it, so
Oh, okay. Let's be clear, for anyone that's new to this podcast, for the 67% of listeners new to this 2023, she has a bed. It's just covered in shit that she can't move because she's sick and no one else will move it for her. So she's on the couch
it's not my
or the
bed.
floor.
It's my brother's old child bed. It's like
It's
a twin
not
size
his
mattress.
anymore, Lively. He can't use
It's
it.
not Spider-Man on it.
Who gives a shit? It's the bed that you use. It's your bed.
But it's not just Spider-Man. It's the Tobey Maguire,
Tubby Maguire.
Spider-Man
Is that what you
3,
just
where
said?
he's like, where he's the Yes. So the only reason I don't just shove stuff on the ground is because there's just like if I shove stuff on the ground, there's no space for it to even go. The ground is already full of things.
Right.
I can't get.
know.
I
know.
can't get
This isn't
to the
you.
bed.
This isn't you. None of this comes down to you. I'm just making that clear. This is not your fault. All right. Well, that was the most depressing. I'm very sad for all the stuff you've had to go through, but I'm
just
very
happy to
glad
see
you're
her
alive.
again.
I'm here. I know. I didn't want my return to be like, well, here's what's been happening. Nothing. It's the same old, same old. All right, Daniel, update me with how you've been, and then Nick, update me with how you've been.
Before we get on to that, if I came out there for like 4 days and helped with phone calls to the health insurance, would that be helpful?
No. No.
Can you still hear us? You just chucked off the headphones.
You know, they haven't been plugged into anything this entire time. I just wanted to sit in. I'm sweating so much right now. I haven't socialized with other adults in so long. I only talk to babies.
You're okay, dude. We're the equivalent of babies. Don't feel bad.
That's the only reason I'm able to like carry on a conversation. I would get too scared if you guys weren't.
Weren't babies?
Yeah.
Yeah, we have the mental capacity of babies, dude.
When my mom called, all right, this is what I remember from what was happening. I was having an episode, as one does, which
When
I
they're
didn't
dying?
know
Yeah.
when I didn't know when I feel like that is really bad. So like I felt like that before and just like took like an hour nap instead. And like, you know, sometimes sometimes I'm like, that's just what I feel like I need. But this time it was really, really bad because I couldn't breathe. So I was calling my brother and I felt myself like going in and out of consciousness, but I also couldn't breathe. So I was like wheezing really hard and was like, if I pass out and I can't breathe, what's going to happen? So that was like the only thing in my mind that made sense. So I called my brother and I like FaceTimed him because that was like the loudest thing I could think of that would get his attention because I couldn't yell because I couldn't breathe. And so I was like, all right. And it was like, and like I could hear it ringing. And then he just never answered. And he was downstairs,
Doesn't
like,
fucking surprise me.
he was downstairs 10 minutes before. So I was just really surprised that he fell asleep that fast. I just assumed he would be up in his room watching TV and he was just ignoring me, right? And then I was like, shit, I really can't breathe. So my chest and throat felt like it was getting tighter, and I was like doing some really shallow breathing. It was like and like wheezing. And then I called my mom with the FaceTime audio, and after it was doing like the for like a minute, she actually answered and was like, "Hello?" And I was like, "I can't breathe." And she's like, "What?" And I was like, "I can't." And she's like, "Hello?" And I was like,
Stop prank calling me, honey.
right?
She's like, finally.
Like, yeah, I was barely responsive. So like, yeah, I was basically being like, and she was like,
Oh my god, Leslie.
she
Dude.
was like, "Hello, are you okay?" And luckily, she did get up and go downstairs, and she saw me like passed out on my dog's bed, and she was like, "That's not normal," and was like shaking me. But I wasn't coming to. All I remember was she said, like, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" And was like tapping me, trying to get me awake. And I couldn't really respond. All I could say like was like mumbling sounds. And then she was like, Floyd was like calling my dad and was like, "She's like having trouble breathing. Like she's like breathing really shallow and like wheezing, and she's not responding to me. I'm gonna call an ambulance." And then that was the only time I responded, and all I said was, "No." And she was like, "I have to."
Oh, it's okay.
I hate you.
Yeah.
I hate you so much.
Like, all I could think of in that moment was
Nuh-uh.
like, that's gonna be so. Oh, I'm fine. I was like, that's gonna be so expensive.
But if I don't get an ambulance, I'll die. No.
Yeah, that's basically exactly what I did. And my mom was like, "No, no." And then she called 911.
I'm amazed she called the ambulance.
And the operator answered. And then she's like, "Hello, what's your emergency?" Right? And then my mom's like, "My 26-year-old daughter is on the ground, non-responsive and having trouble breathing." And then the lady was like, "Okay, ma'am." And then she's like, "And I'm pretty sure it's not drug related." And I was like, and that was
What
the
a
only
fucking
thing.
bitch.
Only thing I heard before I went back
What
under.
a
And I was
fucking
like,
cunt. I swear to God.
You rolled down your sleeve to cover the heroin scars.
My last thing I remember doing before I went unconscious was pulling my sleeve down, cover up those holes in my arm. Untie the rubber band from my arm.
and then, and
Last
then my
thing I
mom,
did was sniff that last line laying there.
I guess my mom got my brother and my dad downstairs, because the next thing I knew, like, my dad and brother were trying to lift me, but my brother so my brother at this point had only been asleep for probably like 15-20 minutes, so he's very out of it, right? He had just fallen asleep. And
Do not make excuses for him, Lively.
When my brother wakes up first thing in the morning, is he rips ass like a lot. I don't know if you remember that, Daniel, but he does that just like the gnarliest farts you've ever heard, and they like each of them last like a minute. And like, yeah. And I'm like, dude, John went. That was what woke me up, man. It was like my brother was grabbing my arms,
like Narcan.
and he was just natural Narcan.
This is not funny.
I'm swear to God. My brother was like lifting my arms like this, like he was just grabbing my wrists.
You are like 4 foot tall, 80 pounds. How could neither of them lift you?
And no. My dad was like, "You grab, like, he was like, "I'm gonna have you grab one end of her and I'll grab the other end." And he just starts like lifting my arms like this and like dragging me. And I'm conscious, but I can't move or anything. So I was like, "What?"
So
and then my dad,
worthless.
My dad like turns around and he's like, "No, you grab the legs, god damn it." And like they were grabbing me and they took me into the next room and I could feel them dropping me. So, like their grip was just like slowly.
I'm not joking when I say this. I could lift you up with one arm. I could just run with you on my shoulder. That's how light you are.
I don't know. I probably was like dead weight. I was like,
it's not your fault. No, do not give them excuses. We're gonna try this next. If we ever meet up again, we're dead weight carrying you. I'm gonna show you how fucking easy this is.
Okay. When I called John out on it later, he was like, "Man, I just woke up. I wasn't thinking right." Okay.
I don't give a fucking shit. Dude,
you know,
everyone around you sucks. I swear.
But apparently my dad like busts into my brother's room and was like, "Wake up, Julianna needs to go to the hospital." And like 2 days before then, my dad like busts into John's room and was like, "Wake up, Julianna needs to go to the vet." And almost something exactly identical happened to Bandit, where he was like passed out and we couldn't get him to
no one's feeding you guys.
Well, Bandit, he just ended up being like overheated, right? And he came back too. But me, I didn't come back too. And my mom said
Clearly.
I looked exactly like the dog, like when we kept having to slap his face to keep him awake.
Wait, I'm sorry. Hold on. Go back.
I thought the dog was gonna die, so I just kept tapping his face trying to keep him awake, you know?
So that the last thing he feels before he dies is pain.
Like,
the shit out of.
Well, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. He was like, you know, he was like awake, but then kept going under. So like,
I wonder why.
But he ended up being okay. I ended up being not okay. Yeah, so my brother ended up being awoken 2 times that week by people running in and being like, "We have to go to the hospital." Dude, Bandit was going through a rough bit. He like threw up a bunch one day, and we were like, "Oh my god, I think he has a blockage and we have to take him to the vet." We took him to the vet, and then he got his checkup and they were like, "He's totally fine." And then we're like, "Oh, okay." And then like 2 days later he got stung by a fucking bee, and like his mouth and like throat was swelling up shut. And yeah, he was like dying, but we got him some baby
Like Benadryl?
yeah,
Benadryl's
it
usually
was
for
Benadryl.
allergies.
It was Benadryl. That's the one. Yes. We gave that.
As all this is going on, the wasps are back in your house, right?
They were back. Yeah.
See what I mean, people? Everyone listening, when I say that no one in this house gives a shit about her. This is so
Dude,
sad.
That's the thing, though. Like, when the wasps were everywhere in here and we had, like, the crazy infestation of them, and now it's like they just pop up maybe, like, once a week. Like, 2 years ago, there were, like, 20 of them that you could visibly see, like, on our walls at a time. So, like, they were everywhere. And Bandit chopped those... It was horrible. It was disgusting and horrible. But, like, Bandit would attack them and kill them all the time, and he never had problems. So it made me think it wasn't a wasp and, like, something else got him. I don't know. I don't know what it was.
Yeah.
He had, like a piece of a cookie in his mouth, and he was just walking around with it in his mouth, and my mom was, like, screaming because she thought he got, like, bit again because it looked exactly identical to how it looked before. Also, like, when the paramedics came, they were like, "Is she diabetic?" And my parents were like, "Not to our knowledge." And they're like, "Well, does she eat pretty healthy?" And they were like, "Yeah." And then the table that they moved me to, I don't eat healthy. Right?
I know!
And you know this, right? And
I'm
so
gonna
the table,
kill them.
You just had
At the
Oreos
table?
for dinner.
the table that my dad and brother, or the couch they dropped me on, because they dropped me, was right next to this table full of junk food, and it's just our junk food table. So I'm like inches away from Pop-Tarts and
This is
Oreos.
stressing me out, this whole thing.
And my dad said, like, the paramedics looked up from my, like, glucose meter thing, and then looked straight at, like, the Oreos, and then looked back at me.
You want to explain the 3 packs of open Oreos right there, sir?
The ER physician was a doctor. He was a doctor, and he actually guessed all of my problems just from looking at me and like the symptoms I was having. He was like, "Has she been having diarrhea all night?" And I was like, "Oh my god, yes."
All year, dude.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
been like 4 years.
Yeah, she was like the doctor, he was like, I think she got really dehydrated and it made like her blood sugar crash because they couldn't figure out how my blood sugar was crashing. Because that night I had just ate a bowl of like malto meal, which is my goddamn porridge when I can't eat anything and I can't keep anything down. It was just porridge. And my dad made it for me, and he accidentally dropped in a giant chunk, like a clump of brown
said that.
sugar, right? And so that's a ton of sugar.
Fucking
And
weird.
there's no way my sugar should have crashed from having that much sugar. So I had that like 4 hours before I went unconscious, but in between those 4 hours, I had a bag of gummy bears, and that's also all sugar. So that also made no sense. So the doctor was like, "Huh, let's see. I see that she has like IBS in her chart. Were you having diarrhea?" I was like, "How'd you know?"
Yo.
Y'all. Yeah, and basically he was able to figure out like a bunch of issues I've had in the past that took a really long time for doctors to figure out just by looking at my chart and by looking like physically at what was happening to me. And he was like, "Does she have this? Does she have this?" And I was like, "Yeah, damn, this guy really is a doctor."
I guess what I meant is like they're never gonna follow up ever again. Like,
no.
so you should find an actual doctor that's not the old ass shitbag.
Nope.
Please, no, I'm serious. Please, like if it's to the point of you almost died, you have to talk to somebody else.
I'm gonna try to talk to an endocrinologist. And like that doctor at the ER recommended it. My psychiatrist recommended it. And then my aunt, who was a former nurse and was the COO of the polyclinic here, she was like, "It sounds like she has dumping syndrome, but don't
you
say
said that.
don't say I think I have dumping syndrome because the doctors will immediately like disregard anything you say because they're gonna be like, that nobody has that. You definitely don't have that."
Yeah, I'm kind of out of podcast mode at this point. I'm just kind of in like friend mode. I don't give a shit about whatever else we have to do, but I guess we can
when's
do.
the last time I've been on? I haven't been on for almost like 10 episodes.
I think it's been 3 months. Yeah, so every 2 weeks, so 6 episodes at least. I think 50 was the last one, and we're at 57. So it's been about that long.
Damn. Damn, I've missed like a fifth of our episodes.
Who am I kidding? You have the time. You should listen to the ones that you're not on, just because there are comments every single episode that we've read asking about you, like at least 3 every episode.
Every
time you should be like, "Who? I've never heard of that person."
I don't recall.
No, it was just everybody being like, Daniel killed her, or he fired her, and I was like, I fucking leave me alone.
Daniel sexually harassed her, everyone.
Stop. That's not funny. That is
And
not
then he
funny.
silenced her, and then he fired
Stop.
her.
There were people DMing me thinking that it
Gave
actually
her
happened.
a payoff.
There are people that DM'd me that I never answered or opened their message that accused me of that stuff. No joke.
Funny. I have notes that I wrote down.
Would you like to read
that
them?
No.
Well,
I don't even remember what I wrote. Okay, hold on.
oh, you mean in the Discord? I'll look them up for you. I got them right. I've got them right here. Okay, your first one says George Lopez ruined my vacation.
Oh, that's how long it's been since I've been on here.
Yup. You want to know when that message came in? 9/15/2023.
It's
Oh my
12,
gosh.
12.
I went to California. My cousin, his wife, we were visiting her family. They live in LA. And it was the baby's birthday, first birthday.
Okay.
Day 2 of being in California, it was the baby's birthday party, right? That evening, we were like, "All right, what are we gonna do tomorrow we're gonna go back to Universal because we got the 2-day tickets. Remember, I bought them from that weird Chinese
They were
website.
$5 cheaper.
Yeah, they were $5 cheaper, and they fucking worked. They worked. It was. They were $5 cheaper, and you got two days instead of one. It was $5 less than the price of one day, and they still worked. My mind was blown. I thought I was gonna get turned away at the gate for sure. I decided we were gonna go to the observatory. I don't even remember what it's called, but I showed my brother La La Land like a few weeks prior while we were watching some dogs, and he was like, "Let's go to the Griffith Observatory or whatever it's called, right? Because that's where they go dance in La La Land."
Yeah,
right?
my favorite movie.
Yeah, I can't believe you're like, that movie fucking sucks. And I was like,
I didn't say that. I didn't say that at all. You've been gone for so long, you're messing up the memories.
it's so good. Yeah, it's a white man lecturing people on jazz. That's why it's ironically funny.
That's not what I said. I just said I didn't like the ending, me personally, but I liked the rest of it. I gave it a 4 out of 5. I don't know what more you want from me.
Too low. At least a 6.
Okay.
And
George Lopez, quit telling me
Okay.
I'm doing things wrong. It's making
my
me sad.
brother wanted to go there. So I suggested we go there, right? Because I knew my brother wouldn't say it. He never wants to like be the one to be like, let's go do something on my account.
Oh, I
So
remember.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. So John would rather just say nothing than give suggestions, right? So I was like, let's go. And then we went, and obviously the traffic in LA was pretty gnarly. Yes.
Understandable.
As it is. So it took us like 45 minutes to get to an area that said was only like a 5-minute walk, basically. And we're like, man, why is traffic just at a standstill, right? And then we're like, oh, look, we're like 2 turns away from going up the hill to get up there. Right? And then we were at a 4-way stop, and somebody just blasted through and hit a motorcyclist and killed him in front of us, right? So we were pretty fucked up in that moment. We were pretty shooken.
God.
Yeah,
What the
we
fuck?
were really shooken up. All of us were like screaming, kind of freaking out. This guy was turning across the lane, right? And then some guy, I'm pretty sure they ran a red, and they just blasted right through the motorcyclist.
Please
And
tell me
he
it
got
wasn't
launched-
George Lopez that did this.
You know what? I think it was.
George
it fucking
Lopez
was.
killed a
They've
dude.
covered it up, but I was there.
And I like how she titled it that he ruined my vacation. So we couldn't get to the
Exactly.
observatory because George Lopez killed a guy.
That was the joke, right? I'm pretty sure what happened was the person was in a hurry to go see George Lopez. And I'm not joking. I'm not joking.
How do you get to that conclusion?
Well, I'm getting there.
Well, I'm racist, actually.
One of those gosh dang Mexicans.
Shut up.
we had to sit there and wait because obviously the man's body is in the middle of the crosswalk that we need to turn into, right? And some good Samaritans were coming and checking on the guy, but then like a chick started screaming when they were touching him, and I think he was pretty much dead on impact. Because, like, they tried to lift him up, and his body was, like his
comedy.
head flopped over, right? And I'm pretty sure I sent you guys a video of the dude.
No, you didn't.
No.
I think I would have remembered that.
I didn't? Okay, I probably recorded it and then thought it was too fucked up and then didn't send it.
That
Thank
sounds like a better thing. Yeah.
Not trying to see a death in the middle
I'm
of
so glad that you didn't
weekday.
respond to Nick and I being like, hey, are you alive? And then you sent a video of a dead dude. That would have been terrible.
I am, but not this guy. And then you know, they moved the debris. They moved the debris and
We're
everything.
going to hell.
And-
We're going to hell.
And you know, they were like doing CPR on the guy, and then that's when we could leave. Like, we were all like dead silent and kind of freaking out, and then my cousin's 3-year-old woke up and was like crying because we were all like I don't know. We were all pretty freaked out.
Wait, you were with a baby on the way to the observatory?
Uh-huh.
Oh.
Yes. So, like, the thing that woke her up was actually the vehicles colliding. Like, the sounds of them smashing into each other. Okay. Apparently, on the way up the hill thing to the Griffith whatever observatory, there is an amphitheater.
Okay.
And someone named George Lopez was performing.
Someone named.
Someone named? Wait, do you not know who George Lopez is?
No, I'm well aware of who George Lopez is.
Okay.
He ruined my vacation. I'm pretty sure the dude was like on his phone and just didn't pay attention and literally killed a man. But I digress. We finally get to the top after waiting for a bunch of cars to turn off, and we're like, all right, we're here for the observatory, and pretty much all the parking is open. But then these parking attendant people come up to us and they're like, yeah, actually the observatory is closed off for today because all of the parking is being used for a special event. Up here is the reserved parking for like VIP guests. So like you need to leave. After we just spent like an hour and 45 minutes getting to the top of this hill. And my cousin, she is driving and she's losing her mind.
Oh, this wasn't
like,
an
what?
Uber.
No.
Oh,
No.
that's terrible. Oh my god.
We rented a car. He has spina bifida, right? Or no, he has cerebral palsy. So he's in a wheelchair, right? And they said you have to have your ADA plate. And he's like, "Oh,
Are you fucking kidding me?
I don't have it with me, but I'm obviously disabled, like physically disabled. Can we still park here, right?" And they're like, "No,
You're fucking kidding.
Like they will be real sticklers about like George Lopez's
Holy
crew.
shit.
Said they will."
George Lopez
They'll be
hates
sticklers
handicapped
about-
people.
So, yeah, and my cousin is black, by the way. Just thought I'd put that out there. And she teaches minority studies at UW. Right? That is her job. She no longer likes George Lopez, though. After that moment, she's now a George Lopez hater.
Oh, so they were being
Right.
serious. They said the staff are sticklers for that?
Yeah, right. So
That's really
They
I
fucking
mean,
weird.
I
My-
kind of understand. I mean, if you're not saying who's in the
I
car,
don't.
you see like a normal car.
Dude, they had a wheelchair in the car.
Yeah, but I'm saying if they're like checking the parking spots and they just see a
so
normal
my
car
cousin's
versus one with
husband
all the
offered to
plates.
stay in the car while we all got out, and he
Mhm.
said, "I'll just stay in the car, so we can stay parked here. And if they ask me, they can see I cannot move my legs, right?" And they were like, "No."
Fake.
Yeah, right.
They start
right?
kicking
and they were
her.
like, and they basically were like, "No."
Wow,
And
that's
we were like,
terrible.
we were like, so we were all just like, we just witnessed a man die a few minutes before. Now we're a little bit frustrated also at that they're being kind of, a little bit ableist, right? And we're like,
a lot
"Shut the fuck up."
ableist. You're telling a
he
person
wasn't-
with a literal wheelchair they can't park in a wheelchair spot. That's fucking
Yes,
awful.
well,
I
so my
fucking
cousin was
hate
like-
people. Holy shit.
So basically we looped back around, and the way they had the parking lot oriented was you couldn't get out the normal way because it would lead straight to the amphitheater. So we ended up getting sent right straight back around to these guys who told us no for the third time. and we were like, "How do we get out of here?" And they're like, "Oh, when you get down to that spot, take a left," right? So we get down to the spot where we couldn't pass last time. Left was straight off of a cliff. So my cousin, we looped back around for a fourth time. My cousin is pissed at this point, and she's like, "All right, what the fuck do you guys want to do? Where do we go? We can't even get out of here." She's like, "I don't know what we can do because it's getting late and nothing will be open." And she's obviously very pissed off, and her husband's just trying to calm her down. And then the baby starts crying. And then my aunt was like, no need to be such a bitch. And then that made my cousin more upset.
She was saying that to the baby.
No, not to the baby. And then it was like it's kind of like a fork in the road after the right, where it was not lit and you couldn't really see that there was a road there. There was like some kind of access road that we ended up taking that we could use to get off of the road. And my cousin kind of just like parked in the middle of it for a second to get a breather and was like, all right, who wants to look at the view now? You couldn't see shit. It was blocked by trees. And then my cousin's baby's just screaming and crying the whole time over it. And then she's like, all right, guys, go look at your view. We're like, oh, okay. And my brother and I go out and look at it for like 2 minutes. And my brother was like, did I ruin everything? And I was like, no, whoever is the person fucking performing at the outdoor amphitheater ruined everything. And we Googled it. And it was George Lopez.
That's awful. That is genuinely an awful story. Holy goodness.
And then I went to some like a ramen place after, and a cockroach walked over my foot. It was like the size of my foot. I was like, that's the biggest roach I've ever seen. I was like, okay, yeah, like George Lopez is famous, but like there was such an insane amount of there was like an insane amount of people there, and
he's a comedian, man. What do you expect?
They were all white. All of them were white.
What are you trying to say, Lively?
There were no Latinos in LA.
Oh, dude, this is like a couple. Come on, you're in Los Angeles, dude.
Not like I didn't see like a single Latino person.
Yeah, they were probably already there.
Yeah, they got there early.
That's good.
We come in all shades, Lively.
You what in all shades? Anyway, let me do Patreon notes just because it's getting kind of long to edit, and then we can keep talking after that. But all right, our note from our new patron, Catalyst. Gonna have to send this in 2 parts because Discord hates me, but it's all one note. Hello, everyone. I am the new $15 patron.
Patrons.
My name is Catalyst because I'm always able to help people change without being negatively affected myself. We love therapy. If you want a more unhinged explanation, I am Catalyst because my autistic ass can say the most batshit crazy and accurate funny shit without even realizing that what I've said is the most embarrassing and ridiculous thing ever uttered. I'll give you an example. When I was in 7th grade, I cut my hair super short. I am a straight cisgender woman, just to give context so people understand why this story is funny. And when I say short. I mean borderline buzz cut short. I mean shorter than most guys in my school short. I did this because my hair is super thick and it was bothering me to have it brush against myself and style it, so I cut it to make life easier. I missed that haircut. It was cheap, easy to style, and clean. Yeah. Socially, this had some side effects. People started calling me a boy, which is a bit hurtful considering I was trying to be comfortable with myself, but I didn't care too much until 10th grade when they started asking me if I was a lesbian. I had never heard of this term before. My Christian home Catholic school autistic ass had never heard when someone was called a woman who was gay. So imagine this, a short-haired girl who constantly wears blue jeans, t-shirts with flannels over the top, black Vans, plays the baritone saxophone, and talks with the confidence of a businessman pitching the idea he knows will make him rich, who has never even heard the term lesbian before, walks into the fine arts room of the high school she goes to, the gayest place ever, with the best people. Yes. And the first question she is asked is if she is gay, and when she says she isn't, she is told that she looks like the most lesbian person to exist. When I tell you that was a moment of true social awakening, I mean it, like swelling music and rising emotions awakening. I realized that for 4 years, all my friends and classmates and teachers thought I was the gayest looking butch lesbian to ever enter the halls of our Catholic school, and I had no fucking clue. Let's say that I decided to grow my hair out for my graduation, and to this day I've not cut my hair that short again, though I do have an undercut to help me deal with the thickness, and now everyone at my university asks if I'm bisexual, which I tell them, you wish. So yeah, that's my story on how I look like the gayest bitch to ever grace a Catholic school system without knowing what a lesbian was.
Down with the thickness. Dude, my mom
Down with the thickness, is that what you said?
Yes. Dude, my hair, I relate to that so hard. I always wanted to like shave like part of it on the side, and my mom would not let me do that when I was in middle school, obviously, and that was why Yes.
What?
And that's why I grew out my fingernails so long and then filed them into like claws instead, because I was like, this is how I express myself. Also, nice. My mom was pretty certain I had autism because of textural issues, like my own hair touching myself and genes. I hated the feeling of jeans.
Really? Huh.
Yeah. So I think that actually is an autistic trait. So that makes sense. I've just been validated.
She's autistic, has IBS, she's got diabetes.
What more can a guy
She's
ask for?
short. 12-6 from Turntable Troglodyte. Day before Pearl Harbor, fucky ass FDR really had the polio, did he? I wonder if his wee could get the stee-wee, if you know what I'm saying. FDR loser, I could fuck him up bad. Woohoo, doo-wop, boldy-woldy, I am God, I will smite you all. I know where he lives, but I do nothing with the power. Like Moses, I part my utility bills so my roommate pays in full. Finn is Australian, bless their heart. I will swoodle up the telegram pile like Alexander Graham Bell and hook some people up with, guess what, the mammogram. Sweet image of no malady. Daniel is in need of physical prosthesis. Nick will smite me in the night. Mother fudge, my parents are disappointed in me. I have no idea what the hell. I just read.
FDR is a cuck.
It sounds more strokey every time.
Every hotel got the cook chair.
Note from Finn. Hey guys, hope you were having a good day. If you were an NPC in a video game, what line of dialogue would you repeat every time the player tries to talk with you? Love and sharts from Finn.
Hey, zip it, pal.
Mine would be like, listen here, bozo. Or would it be like, golly?
No, Daniel, yours would be, it's the bat. Obviously.
It's the bat. Juliana, what's yours?
Is it obvious how much I'm shaking?
No.
Okay. Oh. That was like when everybody thought I had Tourette's. Now it's like they really think I have Parkinson's.
What about that NPC dialogue line? That's your line right there.
Yes.
They thought I had. Sorry.
Stay away from me. It's not contagious, though.
They thought I had Tourette's, but turns out I actually have Parkinson's. All right. Note from Komodo Ass Titan. I'm here to talk about our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. I must ask you about your car's extended warranty. Jesus will be able to save it from total damnation and bring your car back from the depths of purgatory. So I ask thee, what's your credit card info? This is for research purposes for Jesus Christ. I speak in tongue. Have a great day, and may the bed bugs bite your dick off. All right.
You know,
I don't think Jesus would ask for my credit card number.
he knows mine already.
A note from
I
Nick
go to
that
Joel
says,
Osteen's church and he asks for my credit card all the time in the name of Jesus.
is that the one with the face from the grave? That ugly, like...
What? What does that mean?